What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful night. Beautiful night. A couple of clouds over there, but the temperature's just right. So we're gonna make some Wagyu. I have some Wagyu steak here. Look at this. The marbling. Cloudy up there. Wagyu. We're gonna give it a try. So we have a pan. We have the fire, fresh water. Delicious. So we have ghee butter, which this is a very good brand. And we're going to put a little bit in the pan. This butter has a higher burn point. I'm going to turn this machine on here. Get a little bit out of here. Had it in the fridge, so it's a little bit stiff. And while we're doing that, we're gonna put a little bit of garlic. I have garlic here. So the garlic, we're gonna put it in with the outer skin. We're not gonna. I don't want it to burn. I just want the flavor. These things don't want to come apart. I already smell it right now. A little bit thirsty tonight. So we're gonna let the garlic fry up a little bit, get the flavor out. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. We got 5 in there. Six. I think maybe 7. 7. So, look at this marbling though. Good marbling. So we're gonna put salt, pepper. I have Morton's today. I got a story about Morton's. Goes way back into the 70s. And when I say 70s, way back. And then we flip it. And we do the same on the other side. All right, a little bit of pepper. Okay, so that butter and that garlic smell fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna go get my special stick. I'll be right back. I can't tell you how good that smells. I can tell you, but you have to be here. So I'm going to tell you a story about Morton's. Morton's salt, the girl with the umbrella. So my mother refuses to use Morton's because she claims it's much saltier than the brand she uses, which I think hers is like Diamond. It's a different one. It's like a red one. And so she had this one because she couldn't find the other one, so she had this one in the kitchen. And back in the 70s, it was a family get-together at the house, and outside was freezing cold. It was in the teens. Everything was frozen. The steps were frozen, and my uncle, who is still around today, doing very well, he was going down the stairs, and the lady next door, who used the same stairs, was also going somewhere. And as they were walking down the stairs, they both fell. They didn't get hurt, but they fell on their butts. And they were just sitting there kind of giggling about the whole thing. And then my uncle came inside, and he said to their mother, "Don't you have salt? The stairs are very slippery." So she goes, "Sure, I have salt." So she went and got the Morton's. And I remember the two of them, the neighbor lady and my uncle, were sprinkling this stuff on the stairs, an abundance of amount. So every time I grab a Morton's, it always reminds me of that. I want it to develop a good crust on the outside, and I want it to be pink on the inside. I got more water, I ran out. So we move it around. I think I'll take the garlic out now. Now I flip it. Nice crust. Beautiful. So I watch these Japanese chefs on YouTube. I am fascinated with these chefs. They will take a steak. I don't know what cut it is because it doesn't look anything like what we eat here. But it's like a rectangle or a square. And they put it on one of those flat iron things. And they cook it. They move it around a little bit like this. Then they take a spoon and they use a spatula. They pour it on top, the oil. Then they'll take what do they call those, mushrooms, cut it up into little pieces, cook it individually. It's really good talent there. Yeah, everything the Japanese do, they do like with talent. They build homes. A lot of talent involved. They cook. It's like art. I'm very fascinated with that. Should have got a bigger cup. And they move it around, and then they get the sharp knife and they start cutting little pieces off of it, and then they put them on a plate at a certain angle, and then they put a little salt. Well, actually they dip it. They dip it in salt. They put salt on the side and a few other things, and then you pick it up with your chopsticks and you lightly touch the salt. What's going on? What? Come here. Come here. What is it?
We want to grab the stuff from the auction.
What?
The auction stuff. Where is it?
It's in the truck. We're in the middle, in the back. Where you sit. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Baba. This?
Yeah. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Good crust. Looks pretty good, pretty done. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna cook it beyond medium. Take it out now. There. Put it on another plate. I went and got another plate. The one that this was on previously, I put in the sink so we don't cross-contaminate. All right. Now I'm gonna go inside. Maybe I'll tell my daughter to come out here. I'll be right back. All right, so my daughter Isabella. So I cooked the steak, and we're gonna try. This is a Wagyu. Take it. Okay, we're gonna try it out and see how it is. How is it?
It's good.
Juicy. A little bit misty out, like half the sky. The other half is kind of clear. That good?
Yeah.
Good steak. Rich. I need more water.
Okay.
I was telling the story, going hiking one time with some hikers, and one of the guys kept talking about the weeks before, about this hiking trip we're going to do, and he kept saying, oh, it's going to be awesome, we're going to go, and he goes, I'm bringing the steaks, I'm bringing filet mignons, he goes, nobody has to worry about that, he goes, I'll bring them all, we'll cook up there, and we're going to have a good time, and we'll stay overnight. So the day came, and we went to the mountain, very tall mountain. Took a long time to get to the top. Once we got to the top, it was a bald spot there, so we pitched tents. Little, well, not really lit a fire, but it was petroleum, you know. Not petroleum, what do you call that? The canisters, can't think of it. Anyway, so they were cooking and everything, and I was fixing my tent. And then they said, okay, food's ready. I said, okay, we're gonna have some steak up there. And what they did is they bought one little piece of filet mignon and they cut it into toothpick pieces. And then they took those pieces and sprinkled them into a sauce that they made. And everybody got a little bit of that sauce with a little bit of steak in it. And I was very disappointed. I'm like, this is what you get? And the guy's like, well, you know, what do you expect? He goes, it's a lot of weight to carry up here. I'm like, okay, next time we go hiking, I will bring the steaks and I will carry them up here and we will each have a steak.
Did you go hiking again?
No, well, we went hiking, but not for an overnighter. But if we did, I would have brought the steaks.
That sucks.
He bought, I think it was like an 8-ounce filet mignon or a 6-ounce. And he cut it into little tiny pieces. And then he put it into the sauce and mixed it in. And everybody got a few tablespoons of that sauce. It was ridiculous. But for 3 weeks, he kept telling us about how he was bringing the steaks. And I was the only one disappointed because everybody knew when he said he's bringing steaks, they knew what he meant. I thought he meant he's bringing a steak for everybody. One. Not one for everybody. I thought everybody was getting one. And then the worst thing about that was after they made some hot dogs. So they had strength to bring the hot dogs up. They made the hot dogs, they gave me a hot dog, I ate the hot dog. And then they said, hey, would you like some coffee? And it wasn't even gourmet coffee, it was some cheap coffee mix thing. And I said, sure. So they go, I hope you don't mind, but we use the hot dog water to make coffee with. And I go, even that's too heavy for you? So I go, okay. So first time in my life I had coffee made from hot dog water. Very awful.
There's this this video that I saw where this like girl, she would always like reuse her water, and like for everything, like for like spaghetti, hot dog, and she would like use it for like her coffee too. Like she used it for anything.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I'm not. When I go hiking, I'm not. I mean, I'm concerned about the weight, but not to that degree. You know. I mean, I bring water, but I bring it in a steel thermos, and they would bring water and they would put it on in a plastic. Here's another funny story about that. So the day we were going to go hiking somewhere else, this is another hike, but same people. They asked me if I had equipment to hike with, and I said, well, what equipment? I go, I got a pair of hiking boots and thermos. What else do I need? And he goes, like a tent. I go, no, I don't have. He goes, oh, I'll loan you a tent. He goes, and then when you get one, you'll have one. And then he says to me, do you have something for water? I go, yeah, I have a thermos. And he looked at my thermos and he goes, no. He goes, that's too much weight. He goes, let me give you something. So he went into his garage and he pulls out this plastic like rubber thing that you put on your back with a straw that comes out here, so when you're hiking you don't waste time, you just sip on it. And he hands it to me, and all I could smell from it was like dry saliva, right, from him. And I was like, I'm all set. I go, I'm not going to use that. And I want to tell him, you know what the trick to that is? You take that and you mix water with bleach and you fill it up, you shake it up good, let it sit for a little bit, and then drain it, and then rinse it 4 or 5 times with warm water, or more than that if you have to. And then I hang it upside down and let all the, the water drip out and dry. What he would do is he would drink from that, and then he would get home, put it upside down, but in the meantime, all the bacteria inside, who knows what diseases were invented inside that container. So he gives it to me, and I'm like, yeah, for that, I'll get my own. But I don't even, so I brought my heavy Stanley steel thermos, and that's what I used to take. My water was nice and cold. I never had issues with it, but, and it's not, like, it's not that crazy, the weight. Anyway, that's it. Steak. You want to try it?
I already had some.
You want some more?
I'm okay. I'm full. I already have lost so much food.
That's it then. That's it for now. Ciao.